Hello, this is Mike Maw, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk a little bit about cell phones and the proper manners to use cell phones. And I'll tell you, I'm not real good on the idea of cell phones. I liked it much better in the old days when you had a secretary or someone that would answer the phone, and then if it's important, if it's something I need to talk to somebody, then they would bring it to my attention, and then I would talk to them. I thought that was very good, very cordial. Okay, nowadays, for some reason, people think the cell phone is a necessity. They have to have it. And what they've done is they've changed their whole lifestyle to fit that cell phone. So now that's just a fact of life. So anyway, I want to try to help you on how to use that cell phone. Now, when you're on the phone, remember you are talking to an individual, a person. Okay, so in other words, if you and I, right now, we're sitting here talking right now, and I get a call, what I would do is I would pull my phone out and I would look and see who it is that's calling, to see if it's important enough for me to even answer. Because right now, you and I, we are the important ones. And what I've done is I've invited a stranger to come in and talk to me and piss on you. That's what's happening when I answer that phone. So in other words, what I would do is look and see. And now if it's something that I do need to talk to, then I would say, excuse me, and then I would get up and go and talk and find out what it is that needs my attention. Okay, otherwise I would just go on and silence it and then continue on with the conversation. It's not polite at all for me to invite someone else in on our conversation. That's why it's better that I would leave. And that's just with me and you. Now, what I have found, and it just blows my mind. There's 6 of us, and we're having dinner. And now someone calls, and I would pick up my phone, and I would talk to them right here at the table. Okay, now, in other words, what I just did is I invited a stranger to come in to the table with us 6. We're having dinner, and I invited this stranger to come in, and now they're going to whisper to me something. Okay, now I'm not going to whisper back. I'm going to talk to them, ignoring the rest of you. That's very impolite. There's no, that really shows a lack of manners. Really bad. So, in other words, when you get this call, and you do believe that it needs your attention, you do need to excuse yourself and get up and leave the table. The thing is funny, when these people sit at the table and talk, like the 5 of us are supposed to shut our mouth and let you talk to this stranger, as this stranger whispers and you talk back to them, and they whisper back and you talk back to them again. We're supposed to be polite enough to shut our mouths and let you and this stranger talk. I don't think so. Get your butt up, away from the table, and if it's like in a restaurant or something, get away. Even other people don't even want to hear you talking to somebody. Leave, go someplace. That's what's good about the telephone booth in the old days. We had the telephone booth to get into. The rest of us, we don't want to listen to you talk. So use your manners when you're doing something like that. Okay, now, my manners for talking on the phone. When I call someone, I will ask them if, normally I go directly to the point on what it is that I'm calling them for. Now, sometimes I will just do the BS stuff. And then when I do, I will call them and ask them, is this a good time for me to call? And if they say, well, right there, you just I'll call you back in what, an hour, and ask them what time would be a good time to call you back. And so that's really the proper way. And it's now normally when you call, I'll be very direct. And what is it that you want? I'm not really concerned about you having a good day. Who are you with? Where are you at? I really don't give a damn. I'm talking with somebody, and it's very important. That's why I might seem a little short when I'm on the phone. And besides that, my hearing isn't too good. Electronic sounds aren't any good, so I really don't like talking on the phone. And normally, I need to have a pencil and paper so I can write things down and stuff like that. So it is a little bit inconvenient. So and anybody that knows me knows I don't use a phone very often. We keep it very short, but that's the way it should be. You don't want to take up somebody's time unless you're asking them if this is a good time. Now let's say we're in the car, just you and I. We're in the car, and you're driving, and somebody calls me. It's basically the same thing. I will look and see, is it a call that will take my attention? Then I will answer. And then at that same time, I can't escape. We're trapped in the car, so I can't excuse myself. And then, so I will make it short. And if it's something that needs my attention now, well, then I will talk to you, and it's going to be short. If it doesn't need my attention right now, then I will tell them, I'll call you back. We're on the road right now, and we'll call you back. The thing is, the other people, when you're driving, you don't want to listen to what I have to say. And as a matter of fact, it's impolite. When I was a young'un, we used to call it eavesdropping. When you listen to two people having a conversation. So that's why you try to avoid that. You don't put, I wouldn't put you as the driver in a situation where you have to eavesdrop to my conversation. So use some manners when you're doing something like that. Now, also, the phone is really good as self-defense. I don't know if you realize, but it can be used in self-defense. If you're using your manners like you're supposed to, excuse yourself whenever you've got these important calls. Then if, let's say your boss is chewing your ass out, or your spouse is talking something that, you're bored, you're ready to change subject, or something where you want to get out of a situation. Here, wait, just a minute here. And then, please excuse me. That's what you do. You act like your phone was vibrating, and you look at it and you see, it's an important call. And then you excuse yourself, and then you leave. This way you can, that'll change the subject, or if they're talking, like say if they're talking about a subject you don't want to listen to anymore, that's the way to get it stopped. And I would say you could use it like that to get out of a situation. You're running out of words, then you're losing an argument or something. That's a good way to get out of it too. So that's a way to excuse yourself politely and put the end to whatever conversation you were in. Okay, and also, if you were, for self-defense, also if you find yourself coming into a situation where, you don't want to make eye contact with these, whatever it is, you want to ignore them, this type of stuff, then before you get to it, you see you have to go through this. So then you see it, and then you get your phone, and then you walking and you're talking on the phone, and this way your eyes can just casually just go on as you're walking. And it's no big deal. You don't have to, focus on what it is that's happening. And this way, you don't have to deal with it. So, you can use the phone on other ways, in the way of self-defense too. But you do need to use manners. Manners is so important. And this is what I believe. You notice I've been making a lot of videos on manners here lately, and that's because there's so many things that's going on around us that is out of our control. And like me in my particular situation, I mean, I'm surrounded by evil of all shapes and sizes. I mean, this is really bad stuff that's going on around me, and I have no control over what other people do and say and what's going on around me. So, and I always wonder, well, why is it like that? Well, that's because these people, they have no manners. They have no dignity. They have no pride in themselves. And that's why I'm saying use some manners. Be thoughtful for others. And people will realize that. They will treat you more respectful when you do act with manners. And like I say, I'm always acting with manners. And it is, and I expect people when they're around me to act respectful also. And that's not too much to ask. And if you're a parent, I would think you would be teaching your children to act right. And I don't even care if your kids are 30 or 40 years old. You need to bring it to their attention. We need to start treating each other more respectful. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.